What's going on, Wastelanders? Draco Invictus here with a Let's Build at the castle, actually. And like I said, first impressions for the last time, I am redoing the front gate one last time. I went ahead and got rid of all the scrap stuff that we have in there because I have a different idea for what I want to do with this area. So we're going to go ahead and get stuff laid out in here. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. It's going to be a little bit different and doing some pretty creative stuff. And I screw up right there, but that's okay. I eventually figure it out. All right, so what we're doing is we're kind of building like a welcome area along with our gate or our entrance, main entrance to the castle. And so I'm getting some stuff laid out here, some the floor plan, as it were. Here's where I realized, nope, this isn't where I realized. Oh, it's when I get to the other side that I realize it. So yeah, so kind of laying out the floor plan. So I don't want to go too far out, and yeah, that's when I realized, oh, something is not right. What the fuck did I do? That's when I realized, oh, I didn't go over the wall, I went next to it. So, it's alright. Just a few quick movements of some flooring, and this shit will snap right in. No, I'm not leaving that center section open. Give me a break, come on. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. And, of course, I'm filming this on a Sunday. So, there we go. Everything is now right with the world. All right, let's grab some quarter floors. Get those snapped in. Man, these stonework floors look really, really good. Whoops. That's okay. We'll get that turned around. All right, so we're going to be using several different materials. Obviously, we're using the stone. We're also going to use some concrete. I'm putting this down as a placeholder because I found a mod that gives me a double door opening, and I also have some double doors. It also came with double doors, so I put that down just so that I knew where I wanted it to go, because the double door one didn't want to snap. Now I'm trying to remember where it is in the freaking menus. Oh my god. So much crap. It now takes me nearly 45 seconds to get into the build menu. It's insane. Alright, no, that's the one I want right there. That snapped right into place. So yeah, so I wanted something big enough that that obviously, if a provisioner's coming through or something like that, they could. They never seem to come this way. They always seem to go to the back door. So, but I still like the idea of the double doors. Kind of fits with the whole theme of the front gate as well. Get this filled in. Now, I'm not actually going to do this room, this welcome area. I'm primarily going to be focused on the staircase outside, which I have built so many different ways. All of them have been beautiful. But I wanted to do something just a little bit different. And I love, because we're on a slope, that you really get the feeling that it's going to be something huge. It's going to be big. We'll get this all buttoned up down here. I am using a mod. It's called Renovated Workshop or something like that. And it's moved everything in my menus in the workshop. But like this one, it separated it out. It said, okay, concrete walls, brick walls, stone walls, and so that's cool because it certainly makes it easier. It's just a matter of learning what it did and where it put everything. So sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to figure out where it went. But these marble walls actually look really good as the base for the castle. It's the same color palette that was originally there. And that line that you see in the background between the marble and the stone is very similar to the line that was there. And I set that offset. I don't know why it did that, but I'll fix that here in just a second. Of course, I'm just using these foundations to fill in, so I don't want them to... Not that you're going to be able to see them anyway, once I get everything else built in here, but I wanted to make sure that they look like they're supported. Now I need a half foundation, and the reason for this will be explained in just a couple minutes. It's something actually pretty cool how this all works out. But yeah, I was sitting here messing around, and the reason why I'm at the castle today and not at the Nuka World Red Rocket is, well, frankly, the place pissed me off. It was giving me grief. I'm laying these out just so I don't have to come back to that menu for a minute. It was giving me grief over at the Nuka Red Rocket. It wasn't doing what I wanted to do, so I'm like, I just need to get out of this area for a little bit and go do something else, and I'll come back, with fresh eyes and see if I can't figure it out. But for some weird reason, inside the build area, there's areas that the settlers won't go. They will not walk over there. I could push them over there, and they will walk back to where they were. So it's kind of crappy that that's happening, especially since I'm trying to set up like guard posts and shit like that, and I want them to go over there. These triangle floor pieces are actually part of a mod that's for doing a shopping emporium, something that I would use around like the tree. God, to think of all the hours that I put in building shit like this, before we had mods, like around the tree at Sanctuary and stuff like that, when I did my shopping center around that tree. And now there's mods that lay out the floors perfectly, and so yeah, it's always nice. All right, we're lining up perfect there. Now I'm counting to see how many of these floors. Since I'm in that floor menu, I'll just lay out multiple floors. But of course, I forgot to change up the because I have three different floors for the triangle floors, and I just laid it all out the same, so I'll end up having to change those out later. But if you guys have ever watched my videos, you know that I'm very I've always had a grand idea for this front entrance for the castle, and I think that this is going to be my final grand idea for the front of the castle. But when you lose all your saves and you have to start over, or any number of reasons why I've had to start over building, you got to make it right. But I've never done a complete building at the castle. I've always been in the middle of it and something happened. All right, so now here's where that half foundation is going to come into play. I'll find it eventually. Go back. So I'm looking for a very particular statue. There it is. One of Paul Revere. It's just slightly wider than that half foundation, but it does fit there perfectly. And when it sits on that foundation, it lines up with the top of that of the staircase. It works really, really well. No, not that way. That way. Yeah, I was way off. There we go. Yeah. I just love how the base, the bronze base, is the same height as the that upper deck. So that's really cool. So we'll get these stairs in place, then we'll grab a couple shack foundation with piers. And come on. Perfect. Obviously, I knew it was going to be perfect because there's no reason why it shouldn't be. All right. So now I just need to get us down to the ground, and we don't have a whole lot of room there between the edge of the build area and where we're at. So I'm going to turn this corner and take the stairs back to the left. And something that I have learned about those triangle floor pieces, they don't like to snap between, like bridging between the two shack foundation with piers. So if I go with the smaller floors there, then it will absolutely snap right to it. Just like that. Now we've made our turn back, and we can put our... Oh, gotta get rid of that first. And get this snapped back into place. Oh. Sweet Lord, come on. There it is. Whew. Alright. So we will now scroll all the way back over and grab the other floor, the shack foundation with piers. There we go. And now I'm actually going to go over to the, the Snappy Builds, because they have some great floors with foundations on them. So I'm going to use those. Come on. Screw it. There we go. Got a bit of a gap underneath there, so we'll just grab us a foundation only with no floor on top, and we'll throw that underneath. Yep, I knew that building mods would certainly delay the opening time, but it wasn't until I recorded this video, then I went back to edit, and I looked at the chunk of time that I was cutting out. because I didn't want to necessarily leave the waiting for the menu to open. I didn't want to leave that in the video. It's kind of pointless. And then then I could look at a timeline and realize that it was 45 seconds. There we go. Now everything is fully supported. Yay! So yeah, I will get the bulk of this work done, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video, do some fine tuning, because you guys don't want to see me tweaking small shit with Place Anywhere. I don't know, maybe you do, but yeah, here's where I realized, shit, it's all the same pattern on the floor. That's okay, we can fix that shit. But yeah, I'm just gonna be like doing fine tuning stuff, and that actually took just as long to build all of this as to do the fine tuning stuff. So, but then I will show you the completed work at the end of the video. It's becoming increasingly difficult to come up with something that hasn't been done before. I want to do awesome original builds, and I certainly don't want anyone to say, so-and-so did that last week or last month or 2 months ago. But I don't know that I want to do a complete settlement necessarily anymore. Maybe just, hey, I'm going to build this over here, I'm going to do this over here, or maybe I'll just work on a settlement and just do a showcase. Hey, here's, what I built in this settlement, and of course, if there's some original idea in there, then I'll focus on that a little bit. But this creating videos to create an entire settlement, I think, is just at this point. I mean, we're a year plus since Fallout came out. I mean, what, a year and 2 months now? But, yeah, of course, mods kind of change things up a little bit. But if you don't have a good, solid base plan, then all the mods in the world can't fix bad design or an unoriginal idea. So I want to make sure that I'm providing you guys great videos that you go, I never thought about using that, or I never thought about doing it like that before. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I know that most of you are just like, hey, whatever the hell you're going to do, I want to watch. But I want your honest assessment. Would you rather just see cool one-off kind of things and then me doing a showcase? If I spent, like during the week, when I get home at night and I only have, a half hour or 40 minutes to do something, it's not really enough time to record and do voiceover work and all that stuff, which is why, my video quantity has, had dropped off so significantly. Because I just don't have the time to do the editing and all that stuff like I had before. But I still want to provide you guys with some great material. I still want to do, compelling videos for you guys that make you go, that's a pretty damn cool idea. I want to use that in my next settlement build. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you are new to the channel, I'm still picking up new subscribers, which is totally awesome. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And you know what? Leave a note down in the comment section below. Let me know that you're new to the channel. If you got any questions, one thing that you will find out about me is that I am always open to answering questions about what's going on in the videos or what I'm using. My mod list has gotten so big that it's a pain in the ass. There's no easy way to have my mod list. I just need the time to sit down and make. Yeah, see here I'm starting to tweak with the railings, doing the small stuff, and ultimately I just I stopped doing this because you guys will sit here and watch me guys tweak with Place Anywhere for a half hour. But yes, I am working on getting my mod list put together, and it will be in the descriptions for the videos when I get it done. But because I want you guys to know what mods I'm using. You're like, hey, I love that flooring, or I love that the brick, which is a retexture of the concrete. What mod is that? What are you using that I can, use in my game? So I want you guys to have that information. And until I get that done, feel free to ask me, hey, you were using this, or I saw this in your menu. What mod does that come from? And I will be more than happy to get that answered for you. Because that's the cool thing about the mod community, especially as a YouTube contributor, is you guys can see what I'm using and kind of use it as an evaluation. Hey, I was looking at that mod, but I'm not sure I want it, and going through the hassle of installing it, using it, uninstalling it, all that stuff. You can see me use it and decide whether it's something that you want to use or not. So, yeah, see, I sit here and I don't know why I keep dicking with this stuff. But I'm going to wrap this up in just a couple minutes here. Place Anywhere is awesome. And I know that PlayStation 4 players now have some version of it, I guess. I guess the things that are allowable. It's pretty shitty that Sony won't allow external assets. And then I'll complain on the other side and say it's pretty shitty that Bethesda and Microsoft decided it was okay to give 5 gigs of mod storage space for Skyrim Special Edition, but they haven't upped the mod storage space on Fallout beyond the 2 gig. I would swear, see, this is the problem with taking hiatus. I would swear before I went on hiatus that the 2 gig storage capacity on the Xbox was active enabled mods. In other words, it wasn't all the mods that you had installed, just the ones that you had enabled that went toward that 2 gig count. But now it seems like it, enabled or not, you only have 2 gigs of storage, which is kind of frustrating for me because let's say there's a mod that I was using for a survival playthrough, okay? But I don't need that mod for a build playthrough or a build through. But I don't want to uninstall that mod because then I can't just actively jump right back into the survival playthrough. I may disable it, but, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. So, fix that shit, guys. Come on. I actually did send a tweet to Pete Hines at Bethesda yesterday and asked him, now that the the 5 gig of mod storage appears to be working just fine for Skyrim, which I think that's what their idea was, is let's see how it works with Skyrim. And if it works okay with Skyrim, then we'll go back and up the storage for Fallout. But I asked him, what the plans were for that. I haven't heard back from him yet. And that's one thing I do like about Pete Hines, though, is that he's very active in the community, and he will get back to me, which is the cool thing. Trying to decide if I want rails there. And I'm going with rails on the platform, but not rails on the staircase. That's what I end up doing. That would have been cool, except for the piece that was sticking out by like a foot and a half or whatever that is. That's okay. I get it fixed. Don't you worry about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of this build cycle, and I'm going to shut the hell up for the viewing afterwards. So you guys take care of yourselves. If you get any questions, comments, kicks, or complaints, let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and I will have more videos coming real soon. This has been Draco Invictus saying this has been the greatest day in my life. See ya!